everybody, it's RPG Grandma, and I'm going to make a very quick video on Dragon Tree Press. I said I was going to do this, talk a little bit about what I've learned, which isn't that much, but it was disappointing. And I wanted to address that. Dragon Tree Press never paid any of its creators. They had been promised payment for their art and their creations, and they simply never were, for whatever reason. Most of the creators, I understand, have passed, including the owners of Dragon Tree Press. The publication company, I was informed that would have had all the materials that Dragon Tree Press printed, is also out of business. I don't know if its owners are also deceased. There is at least one individual still alive. He doesn't want to do interviews or anything like that. Not that I'm a big enough channel and suggest it be my channel. And I understand that. You know, the current generation is like, spill the beans, air everything, give us all the, dirty laundry, so to speak. Older generations, and the older you get, folks, you want to move on. You want to look back at the good memories that you have, even with people who sometimes did you wrong, and forgive, rather than keep pouring salt into your own wounds sort of situation. So I just wanted to try to acknowledge the creators of lots of really wonderful material that was created that was compatible with Arduin. So, like, we have an illustrator, Roland Brown. He did the illustrations for this book, The Monstrous Civilization of Delos. Now, Delos is a second planet, but Dragon Tree Press, its creators really loved Arduin, and they basically using Arduin to create their own world. Very, if you play D&D, you've done it too. Beyond the Sacred Table, another book full of fun stuff. Let's see, does it give us the illustrator? Oh, we have an introduction by Chuck Montgomery. And illustrations again were by Roland Brown. So thank you, Mr. Brown, if you're still around with us. Then we have Amazon Mutual Wants You, Volume 1. We will talk about Amazon Mutual eventually, because it's a good segue into creating fantasy role-playing game companies and the niches they fill. So let's take a look here. Who do we got? Now, this has like little teeny modules or hooks, if you will. The Temple of the Four Gods, that was by Ben Easel. That was one of the owners of Dragon Tree. Stronghold of the Mirror Witch was by Tom Laurie. Mission to Danger was by Sean Broomwell. And Grimthorpe's Manor by Graf Plovosky, which we know actually has another name from another book. Let's see. And cover design was Elizabeth Ford. So thank you, Elizabeth, for all your hard work. Thank you, Tom, Graf, and Sean as well. Ben and Mary, I know you did a lot of stuff. Also, Carl Farrell was the assistant editor of this book. And monster illustrations were by David Steffen. So thank you all for that. Another book we have from Dragon Tree Press is the Dragon Tree Spell Book. Look at all the goodies I've been collecting. I've still got one to do, and I don't remember the one book left to do. It's actually a module. Okay, so the spell book, Dana Schaefer was the editor. Of course, Marion Bin worked on it. Illustrations by Elizabeth Ford and apprentice Carl Farrell, whatever that means. Okay. The Dillian Book of the Dead. There's some fun stuff in here, just so you guys know. That was again by Ben and Mary. Let's see if they tell us who illustrated it, because it does have illustrations. I got the introduction. What we got in the back here? I don't know if it's going to tell us who illustrated it. I wish I knew. I don't think it was them, though. Looking at the art, I'm going to go with it's probably Mr. Roland Brown again. It looks like his style of art, at least not for the cover. I don't know what's on the inside. All right, then we've got Book of Plots, Tavern Tales, The Dragon Tree. See right there. People. And let's see who contributed to this. Let's give people the credit that they're due for their creativity, their love of role-playing gaming. Some of them, like the one person I do know is alive, he is still role-playing gaming. Okay, it says this is by Mary. Let's see, co-designer Sean Bromwell, and it says what he worked on. Consultants Mike Duhessen, says what he worked on. And then we got Ben again, and we got Melanie, I'm ruining her name, Sinclair, and what she worked on. And illustrations were by Melanie Sinclair, cover by Elizabeth Ford, and Mary also did some things. Let's see here. Amazon Mutual, Book of Artifacts, Dragon Trees. Oh, okay, Book of Tricks. Oh, I got that here too. Let's see. The Handbook of Traps and Tricks. Fun read. Another fun one, people. Again, we have Ben and Mary as editors. Illustrator was Elizabeth Ford, and Dana Schaefer was a consultant DM. So thank you, everybody, for your hard work. I am very sorry you did not get paid, but I can at least give you credit. Book of Artifacts, which we've been reading. Editor was Mary. Carl Farrell was Nemesis. Dana was consulting. Schaefer was consulting DM. Ben was an editor consultant. Then we have, all the different people. We have, Pulaski is Ben. Graf Pulaski has been, people. Remember I said we knew he was somebody else. And then, of course, you have Mary. Then we have Melanie Sinclair again, Mike Duhessen, Chris Bromwell, Dion Johnson, Sean Bromwell, Dana Schaefer, Carl Farrell, John Sanders, Doug Linder, Tom Laurie, Jan Ray, and illustrators were David Stevens, Brad Jones. Mary did a few things. Melanie Sinclair, Elizabeth Ford. All right. There's more. We're not done. Okay. Desert Plots, Amazon Mutual 2. Like I said, I've got everything but one thing. All right. Again, we have by Mary. But we have Mike Duhessen, co-designer, and it says what he worked on. We have illustrations by Elizabeth Ford, David Steffens, and Mary again. We have consultant being Ben, of course, and we've got the copyright information. And then I've got Monster Files, which we'll probably do down the road here. And Monster Files was created by Dana and Rhonda Schaefer. Looks like we have illustrated by David Steffens, Don Smith, and Sam Kirkman. That's a new person. I don't remember saying his name before. Editorial staff, Ben and Mary. And we have Carl Farrell again. And we have cover design by Elizabeth Ford. And let's see, do we have advertisements on here? Let's see how Dragon Tree Presses, 3 dragon-headed dragon. Let's see what's in the back. Oh, Stones of Self. That's the one I don't have yet. This is a module. They only did one module. It was supposed to be like an 8-part series. Yet the rest never got made. Anyway, I really wanted to thank people for giving me what amounts to hours of enjoyment. I know a good chunk of these people aren't around with us anymore, but I think they should be honored for their hard work. I know what it's like to have people renege on stuff, not recognize your work, take credit for your work. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to have my work stolen. Somebody erase my name and then print it and put it out there. I've also had art literally stolen on display. I kind of stopped doing art because of it for a long time. I just got so disgusted with people. And I appreciate everybody out there who has made it a point, even when I said, you don't have to, acknowledge me, who has made it an absolute point to give me credit for things I have worked on in the role-playing game community. Believe me, I was really surprised the day I found my name on, I think it was RPG Net, listed as a game creator. I was blown away. I'm like, what? The Dragon Tree owners, my understanding is they really, really loved Hargrave's stuff, and they pestered him constantly, like literally we're at his store. So that means that they must have been here in California. But we could not have had some of the coolest stuff, just crazy, if Mr. David Hargrave had not published the Arduin Grimoire. And so that will be my segue into what is going to start being an Arduin series. All the things I showed, I don't even have everything for Arduin either that I would like to have. There's some stuff I need to still get. But, and the reason All the World's Monsters by Chaosum is up there is they're great for Arduin. I'm just going to say it. But you can reskin a lot of things for Arduin. So I just wanted to sincerely thank everybody who contributed to Dragon Tree Press for all your hard work. And apologize, even though I had nothing to do with it, that you guys never got paid. And just know that the majority of the role-playing game community that I have dealt with who publish stuff, if I'm not getting paid, I know it, because we're doing it for free. But the majority of people I've met, they have not done me badly. And so I think in whole we have a good community, but every so often some people just don't keep their word or whatever, and it's disappointing. So I just wanted to let you guys know, those of you who are still around, I appreciate your hard work. I appreciate your art. Everybody else out there who's been awesome to me personally, thank you. And should anybody who is still around who contributed to all this great stuff, I mean, look, if you have created stuff and you've thought about putting it out there again, if you hook up with the right people, I know for a fact they're not going to do you wrong. If they say it's for free and it's going to go in a fan mag for free, at least you'll know. If they say that they're going to kick you back something because it's going to be part of their illustrations or something in one of their Kickstarters, the right people out there will do that. So everybody have faith. The majority of good outweighs the minority of not so good. And I don't really know what Ben and Mary's situation was either. So everybody, have a good one. Bye.